In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm not Nick.
Yeah, you're the other one.
Guy.
Yeah, we're
Chris. We're back. Nick's not here.
Yeah, he really let the side down.
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't turn up for the podcast ever is letting the whole operation down. Fact.
Well, let's
which
talk
is why
about...
I never do it.
Well, let's talk about that. We had
I don't think we should.
Had a legitimate excuse last time around.
Who did?
Well, you did.
Me?
Your family was a bit unwell.
Well, that is true, yeah. Well, we didn't do it 2 weeks ago, did we? This is the first one in 4 weeks.
Yes, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, so last time, there was hand, foot, and mouth.
Hand, foot,
virus
and mouth.
Disease in the household, which mercifully the boy and I think, escaped, but Liz bore the brunt of it, which basically means you get painful blisters.
Which is weird, because isn't it like... I was going to say, like, it comes from children, but,
yeah.
like, the boy brought it into the house, but then somehow didn't suffer.
That's what we must assume.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
And thank Christ for that, let me tell you. Because if he'd have had it, it would have been a bloody nightmare, based on how Liz was, in terms of how bad it was for her.
It's like one of those... It sounds Victorian. Hand, foot, and mouth.
It must be, and I think it's rare in adults, which is why it was all the more painful. Liz carried on like a trooper, but bloody hellfire. She had blisters all over her mouth, hands and feet, as the virus name suggests.
Jesus.
But yeah, the boy, you wouldn't have even known if he'd had it. I had a few ulcers, and that was it. So maybe I did have it, but I didn't want to pass it on to you and Nick.
Which is
trust me, you would not have thanked me for it.
No, and I think given. Yeah, just 2 weeks ago would not have been a good time to have been ill. So,
no.
Yeah, happy days.
So there you go. So that's why we didn't do one 2 weeks ago.
My brain immediately goes to foot and mouth disease.
Which is cows.
Is cows.
Cows?
Yeah, cows, yeah.
Farmyard critters?
Yeah. Do you think that's a global thing, or did that only hit the UK?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I've never looked into it.
This was like...
I'll be honest, I never looked into hand, foot and mouth until about 3 weeks ago.
No. Like, what's that other thing... You'll know this that babies get.
Right.
That sounds like a Victorian disease. Croup?
Croup, yeah.
Yeah, what's croup?
Croup's like a bad cough.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Why do we call it croup then?
I don't know. It's a certain kind of cough. Because we've been to appointments before. They've gone, he sounds a bit croupy.
Okay.
And we're like, okay. I mean, he's just got he has a cough pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
He's been alive. So he's fine. But I don't think he's officially had croup. And hopefully he won't.
Shingles. That's like super chicken pox, isn't it?
Maybe. It's some kind of rash.
Isn't it like if you have
chicken
pox and you're a kid, you just call it chicken pox?
Yeah.
If you have it as an adult,
it's called shingles.
It's shingles.
Is that right? Maybe.
And it's worse?
Yeah. Maybe.
Why is that? I mean, I guess I should probably know that.
I guess there's more of you to virus, I guess.
You think like
more spots per millimeter.
You think like a little kid would be like more vulnerable, but apparently it hurts the adults more. So
yeah, well that seems fair. To be honest, I've had chickenpox as a kid.
Yeah, I did.
So I should be fine. Most people do.
Presumably, we all got it. We got it around the same time.
Probably
going to the same school.
I remember being at my older sister's, and my sister had it, and then I was just like, here we go, ruh-roh. I don't think it was too bad.
I have memories.
Oh yeah,
of
precious memories.
Having it. I remember I had what do you call it? A pox, like an individual spot on my little finger.
Oh yeah, I bet the house went into lockdown. All the shields came down.
Yeah,
get him in the oatmeal bath.
Well, that's the thing, like,
or whatever it is. What do we do?
There was like a lotion that.
Oh yeah,
like it was like a pink lotion that you'd buy from like a pharmacy, and it's what
It's all a con.
Parents rubbed on their children to stop them,
Was it?
getting itchy.
These are all things that I'm sure over the next 3 to 4 years I will become an expert in.
Oh, indeed. Yeah.
Because he's going to get them all.
Well, given your...
Based on the last few months, he will catch every single thing going.
Do you think... Is it getting better?
No.
It's just a cavalcade of horrors.
No. This week he seems to have avoided something, and my God, a week off from disease really does help.
Hey, and he started walking.
Yes.
Coincidence?
Yeah, I think so.
finally got his sick ass out of bed and started walking.
Yeah. Hey, turns out when I'm healthy, I can walk. Yeah. So, the last few days, really, the last few weeks, we've been encouraging him to do it by sort of sitting a metre apart, sort of just letting go at an opportune moment and being ready to catch you.
Oh, of course.
Basically.
Yeah.
We're always ready.
Yeah, good save, yeah.
And then, maybe last week he did a few steps, and then yesterday he did it a bit more consistently, and he's standing up himself. It was cool. Yesterday was awesome. So we got a video of it yesterday. Just like a few steps, but it was cool, and he was very pleased with himself, and we were very proud of him.
I can imagine, yeah.
So that was sweet.
Hard to imagine a Ray would let an achievement like that go uncelebrated.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. There'll be some kind of parade.
He'll be doing a victory lap. The moment he can walk.
Yeah.
I mean...
He's away.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to go outside now, today, because he's got a slide now. We acquired a slide for the garden, and he was pretty much just bolting for the door this evening.
On his feet?
Not on his feet, he was crawling.
Right, yeah.
But he was just gone. I had to sort of run after him.
I
was like, we can go outside, you just need to put your shoes on.
When you say acquired a...
Got it for free.
Yeah, was this another...
Well, let me tell you. It was for sale on Facebook, and it turned out it was for sale from the people next door to my mum.
Ah.
And they just gave it to us.
Small world. Oh, there you go. Nepotism.
It's very nice. So, there you go. So our garden as well as our living room is now slowly filling with plastic stuff. But it's nice.
Speaking of giving away stuff.
Oh, yeah. What you got for
we
me?
should, no, we should probably give people a little update on the podcast room setup situation.
Well, the longest time I've spent in this room we're in now, before now, has been when we've lost an episode, and we're desperately scrambling to get it back. I was thinking about this earlier.
Oh God, yeah, you're right.
We've lost maybe 2 or 3 episodes. I can't remember.
We had one catastrophic.
Yeah. But we always bolt in here and try and retrieve it on the computer.
Yeah.
Have you tried Control-Alt-Delete, John? That kind of thing.
Yeah, there was that one time that the power failed on the podcast machine at the exact moment we were saving.
Correct.
So
I'm sure we've lost more than one. It might just be 2, but
yeah. Oh, no, we definitely lost others, but that one stung.
Yeah. Oh,
Stung. Yeah. But but yeah. So for a bit of context,
you tell people the layout of the house.
Yeah. So for the longest time, in the upstairs of my house, the largest room has been where Lucy and I work.
Yeah.
So
the office,
if you will. Yeah. So I had my desk in one corner. She had a desk in the other. We had our bookshelves up in here. Lucy had a crafting and sewing table.
Yes.
Happy days. Everyone's
wonderful.
Oh, we had our guest bed in here as well.
Oh.
The sofa you're on.
Oh, is this what I'm saying?
Yeah, it transforms.
I'm on a sofa.
So, anyway, push came to shove, and to complete the anecdote, the box.
I would, yeah.
The box room was our podcast studio.
Correct.
So
been in there for years.
We have been, yeah. Pokey little room, just big enough. We have had 4 people in there in the past.
It gets hot.
It becomes a bit soupy.
Yeah. 3 soupy boys.
But yeah, walls were covered in baffling in not. It wasn't soundproof, but it cut down on the echoes.
Yeah.
And and particularly with stuff that's been happening lately for me, kind of like.
Yeah. Exciting professional developments.
Should we say career-wise?
Oh, yes.
I was like, you know what?
Let's
feel like a bit of a change.
Fuck Nich and Chris. Let's change this room into my office.
And also, Lucy's work is changing. She's going to be working from home a lot more. And
I'm not sure you thought about me and Nick at all before.
Well, no, I mean, you're always... it is hard for me to put you out of my mind, shall we say.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's all changed. So I'm in the process of converting the podcast studio into my office.
Looks very nice.
Frankly, it's mostly done.
It looks done. I would say that's a job well done.
I've been working in there 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And we are now in the blasted wasteland, which was the office.
So I'm in what was your section of the office.
Yes.
And right now, the only things that are in here are an exercise bike, the sofa bed, and what would you call that?
A tailor's mannequin, a tailor's dummy.
A tailor's dummy.
Yeah, for Lucy's projects and the like.
And some cushions.
And some cushions,
so it's been hollowed out.
This is proper, like, 2017 level podcasting, where it's,
we used to do it in the kitchen of your old house.
The very first episode.
Which was, 4 hours long? The first episode of this.
We
really poured a lot into that first episode.
And ever since we've edited so concisely.
Oh, yeah. Wow, you must.
Yeah, I think we used to do, before the big house move,
we did a podcast.
We did.
I mean, crumbs of that. Is that still out there?
Oh, probably, yeah. But we've podded up in back when before I was in this house when we were in Big Punch Towers.
Yeah.
We did a pod up on the top floor.
We were
the
in
office.
the garden sometimes.
In the garden, we did in the garden. Yeah, kept the neighbours entertained.
Yeah.
So in time, when I finish doing up the office, which is very close to being done, the next thing will be I'm going to. So you'll have noticed, Chris Rain. It's very kind of you to mention it.
Yes,
I've stripped, filled in the holes, and repainted the wall behind you. And the wall opposite.
Oh, nobody notices that.
And the wall opposite you, so they're pristine white.
They are. They are very nice looking walls.
So,
what were they before?
They were white, but also they had shelves up. They had stained.
Well, as I say, I never spent any time in this room. The only time I came in this room was when shit was going down, and I was looking at the screen, going, "Get the podcast back, John." Yeah. So I was just looking at the screen.
You were very helpful in those moments.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this area opposite you, Chris Ray, into a versatile area.
It's pretty versatile at the moment, considering the things that are in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bit all over the shop at the moment. But yeah, we're going to.
I didn't even know you had an exexercise bike.
That is a new. That is Lucy's. That is a new.
It's new.
New development.
That would be why I didn't know that.
But yeah, we're going to get another chair in. So we're going to have a versatile podcasting area.
Sure.
So we'll have like
this sounds like a lot of industry speak, John. I'll be totally honest with you.
Well, okay. It will be. A room with many uses.
Thank fuck for that. Oh, you lost me there for a minute.
One of those uses will be podcast studio.
Good.
As in, like, when we want to podcast, we can just come in. I'm going to have the mics and the arms just folded up on the walls. Nice. I'll put brackets up. You can just wheel them down.
Lovely.
Off you go.
Excellent.
So it's a bit more informal, but frankly, as we approach our middle years,
it's hard to get less informal or more informal.
Yeah.
Than previous. So
yeah, but it'll be cozy, and we'll stop packing into that sweat lodge.
I mean,
of a room.
If this room's more aerated than sign me up, is all I would say, because
we'll make it work.
Good lord, did it get stuffy in that room.
It's going to be very relaxed. We'll just you're reclining on a sofa right now.
I really am.
It's not the worst thing
Relax
in the world.
with my feet up on the sofa with a beer from Gloucester Brewery. That's the other thing we've been up to.
Yeah, so last week when we weren't supposed to be recording an episode,
literally a week ago.
Yeah, a week ago.
We were ill the week before that.
Yeah, I
wasn't ill.
No.
We went to Gloucester Brewery.
We did.
We went to Gloucester Brewery.
Yes, you and I had an outing.
We did.
Yeah.
We went on a tour.
This is why people tune in. They want to hear this
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Well, when Nick isn't here, it gets reflective.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went... Well, this is very much the vibe of that podcast we used to do. I think we just talked about how our weeks were going.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which I wonder why that podcast ultimately failed. After 3 episodes or whatever it is we did.
I know exactly
what did we do?
I think we did like 12, 17 or something.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
It failed through lack of interest, not from the audience.
From us. Oh.
Basically, yeah.
We ran out of things to talk about.
No, but that evolved into this.
I would say so.
Because then we got...
I think that was my audition for this.
Then we got Nick involved,
I'm on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Spitting in.
And you have raw charisma.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think so. And then obviously we said, hey, let's do another podcast called whatever this podcast is called.
Yeah, that one.
And then here we are.
And here we are.
A few months later. However long we've been doing it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Fucking
It's
Christ.
been a while.
It's been so long we've been doing this.
Hey,
oh God.
more than triple figures though.
Well, what are we on? I don't know.
Well, as in, like, we were in triple figures.
We must be coming up on another anniversary special.
I think
I would say.
off the top of my head, I think this is like, we're in the 60s. We're 160s.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because we're talking about where we're recording at the moment. As far as the listener/viewer is concerned, we operate out of Nick's living room because that's the only thing they've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Really? So when they imagine us,
That's what they could be thinking.
that we'll be in our underwear and we'll be in Nick's living room.
Underwear?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, they need someone to keep them warm.
We went to Gloucester Brewery.
And
we had a tour from a man called Trev.
Trev?
Yes.
Big Trev,
as his friends called him. So we called him Trev. And he was very expert, I would say, on the subject of beer generally. And he got us absolutely smashed.
He was a menace.
He
was an absolute menace.
He did keep saying, "I'm going to give you another beer in a minute, so drink that."
Yeah.
Which I being the beer drinker I used to be, just did what he said. Yeah, all right, Trev. Yeah, I'll do it.
I surprised myself. I was a bit like, because we had we met beforehand and we had a pint just to kind of, wet our whistle.
Wet my whistle.
And then we arrived at the venue and we're like, well, we might as well get a pint.
Oh,
and then
why wouldn't you?
Trev immediately arrived and was
he was there. He was actually there when we got there, wasn't he? He was on the old Dog and Bone outside.
Yeah, you clocked him immediately.
I said, I reckon that's Trev.
He was Trev.
It was Trev.
And the mistake we made is that when Trev turned up to see us,
he said he'd bought us one.
He was like, "You shouldn't have had that."
Fucking.
And he instantly gave us a beer.
Well,
and then he instantly gave us another.
Did he mean because he was like, "Oh, I'd have bought you one"? Did he mean it was just the one he was about to give us anyway? I don't know.
I think,
or would he have bought us an extra one? It doesn't matter.
No, I think it was like, you get as part of the the price of admission, you get one of all their beers pretty much.
Yeah, which we had.
Yeah,
and how
it was good. Yeah.
So we did a full tour of the bar and then the back area where they brew and then the boardroom and all sorts of places.
Yeah, because it's not the biggest venue in the world.
No. I thought it might be bigger for some reason. I don't know why.
But no, the most knowledgeable tour I think I've ever gone on.
Well, I figured out during/afterwards that I'd never actually been on a brewery tour, which is the most shocking thing.
Find almost impossible to believe.
Yeah, I think many people did.
But you have done distilleries.
2 distilleries at least. Got smashed at both of those as well.
I find that hard to believe.
So yeah, first brewery tour, and very good. To be fair, very good. I would like to do more brewery tours as a result.
But
yeah, afterwards, he did some upselling. Was like, hey, if you want to buy some beers, that's 15% off or something,
like that.
And you very nicely bought us some beers.
Well,
take home with us.
I'd after 4 to 6 months of relative poverty, I got paid,
Whoa,
which was fantastic.
Brother got paid.
So I was.
You were feeling flush.
I was drunk on power. Yeah.
And then he said,
also grain liquor.
So we were looking at like a couple of cans. He was like, "I've got boxes for 12 back here." He knew what he was doing. I went to him. How many people don't buy 12 when you say that? And he's like, very few.
Very few.
After the amount of beer I've given you.
But also, Trev said he'd worked for other breweries, and he said that he'd done brewery tours at other breweries. Yeah. I kind of got the impression he was like a gun for hire.
Yes.
Like he would just go and give you the most.
I think every brewery in the local area, it probably relies on Trev for their,
keep
knowledge
the flame
of beer.
alive.
Because he knew a lot about beer generally. He wasn't just talking about this particular brewery.
Oh yeah, I
talking about different countries.
I learned and forgot so much stuff.
Didn't like our local brewery.
No. I think there's a bit of rivalry going on.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I've just enjoyed a.
Well, you finished, Jesus. Just drink up.
I haven't drunk since the incident.
Which incident?
Oh no!
You came to my house on Saturday.
I know. I had a bit. No,
well.
I was feeling a little.
We've seen too much of each other.
I was feeling a little peaky on the Friday.
You said.
I have to say.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you haven't told the listener. You told me. But sorry, I forgot the microphone was here.
I know. Yeah. I think it didn't also help that I've been on this weird diet for 4 months or so now.
That is mad.
Yeah, which is pretty restricted.
Well, you gave us a list because Liz cooked for you.
Yes.
And me. I was there. Saturday, and we were like, what can't you have? And it was a fairly comprehensive list.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Rev. It'd take less time for me to say what I can
Yeah,
have.
that's that's good. Yeah.
But so some of you may have heard of FODMAP, the FODMAP diet. That's one at the moment. Yeah.
Shockingly.
It's not the kind of diet you do because you want to.
No.
It's the one you get told to do by a dietitian.
Yeah. Beer's not on that list, is it, John?
Thank God.
The maker.
Beer is... Oh, cheers, by the way. All the best.
Cheers, all the best. Lovely. I'm drinking an IPA.
I'm on a New England IPA. NEPA, which is soft, smooth, and tropical. All words I associate with New England. And, so it didn't help that... Yeah, the point of a FODMAP is to eventually work out which foods cripple me.
Yes. So you slowly reintroduce these.
Yes.
These food
groups. And so I'm in phase 2, which is where you have to reintroduce.
You really don't want to get to phase 4.
Well, phase 3 is when you've got all the data from phase 2.
I see.
And they develop a custom diet for you, which would be you can't have honey, but you can have cereal, or you can do X,
whatever
you can't do Y, and you give it a try. And the issue is they're okay, well, reintroduce a food, do a 3-day test. So it's day 1.
So if you're lucky, you don't get horribly ill.
Yeah. And what's going to happen? Who knows? Maybe you'll shit your guts inside out.
Good.
Maybe the opposite will happen. Maybe you'll have crippling abdominal pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe you'll just feel nauseous and terrible.
Good.
Just spin the wheel, see what happens.
Yeah. So which foods are making you feel bad?
Well, let me see. I've got 11 foods I need to test.
God.
And the problem is you got to work through them. And so to do a test,
you
got to do it over 3 days.
Yeah.
And you increase the dose every day.
I see.
It tells you how much.
The dose.
So the bread test.
Yeah.
So day 1.
Small bit of bread.
Eat a slice of bread.
Yeah.
Day 2, 2 slices. Day 3, 3 slices.
Yeah.
And then you stop. And the point is that if you get any negative symptoms at any point, you just stop.
Right.
And then you have to wait for the symptoms to subside.
Yeah.
And then you consider that test failed.
I see.
And you move on to another one.
And you then tell them that bread...
Yeah.
Not so much.
So, and I think the way it works is you might get tolerances. So it might be I can eat 1 slice of bread.
I see.
But if I had 3 slices of bread, I'd start to feel ill.
Yeah.
So I discovered 1 slice of bread.
No.
No, not good.
What kind of bread? White bread?
Yeah, it's just white bread.
Standard bread?
Yeah. Yeah.
You might need some of that special bread.
Yeah, I think.
Special boys.
Yeah. So white bread, bad. Pasta.
Oh yeah.
Very bad.
Super bad.
Super bad.
Yeah.
Day 1 of pasta was have 5 tablespoons of pasta.
Good.
And then it would have been 10 and 15.
Yeah.
So I just had raw pasta.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of oil.
Yeah.
Because I'm nom. Oh no. And then
That's it.
Results kick in.
Ruh-roh.
Cereal though.
Yeah. Fine.
Good. Pasta cereal test with flying colours.
Are you now allowed to just crack on?
No, that's the thing.
That's the
until you finish phase 2.
I see.
You can't reintroduce one of them.
I understand.
So because you have to be at a base. So I've had cut everything out for ages. Now the issue is at the moment you have bad symptoms.
Yeah.
You have to pause the testing.
I see.
Until the symptoms go away.
Sure.
You can't do anything else if you're feeling bad.
Yeah.
And the thing that's really slowing down the process is that I'll feel bad and then wait 3 days until you feel better. Or you have no symptoms.
Right.
And then
it's taking a while.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
And then out the blue, it's been a bad month, really. Out the blue, I'll just get I've just had symptoms for practically no reason.
Woof.
Yeah. So the day before and the day after the brewery tour.
Not so much.
Rough chuckles. Wasn't good.
Well, you've seemed all right at the brewery tour. Maybe it was all that beer.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Rev. After the day I'd had, there wasn't much left in me to...
You did turn up and say you felt a bit ill.
Yeah, but the beer helped.
The beer helped.
Yeah, it really wasn't. But then on the Friday...
Yeah.
I was feeling a little crook.
Yeah.
But also...
Combined with...
But also the...
oh, yeah. All that.
The gut trubs were
all that going on.
But I'm told, can't be the beer.
Can't be the beer.
Can't be the beer.
Can't be the beer.
Beer's fine.
Impossible.
It's not about... I know you're asking. It's not about gluten.
No,
it's about...
I'm sure everyone's asking.
It's about weird sugars.
I see.
So I think the point is that brewing, using wheat to brew beer or barley or whatever, that's fine.
Hops.
Hops are great.
I'm glad we went to this brewery tour because we remember so much of it and all the science behind it.
Yeah.
Whatever they do with it, bloody who knows.
I swear, every time someone's described how beer is made, I forget it.
Well, there's a reason for that.
It came back to me like a couple of days later, like from my deep memory.
They cook the
soak it,
grain,
then you cook it,
soak it, cook it, dry it, put it in a drink.
then you ferment it.
Yeah.
And didn't you say something like when it comes out, you put the wheat and the water in a pot and you cook it?
Yeah.
And then when it comes out, it's technically called beer. I think you said this.
But you wouldn't want to drink it.
You wouldn't want to drink it.
Yeah.
And then you ferment it.
Right.
I think.
Fine.
Yeah.
Good.
Fine.
That'll do.
So Trev was a pusher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was forcing it on us.
Yeah. Drink this. All right. You're the boss. So, yeah, we did.
Mm.
And then we went home in an Uber.
We did. My first ever Uber.
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
No, that's a lie. I've Ubered, but someone else bought it. I guess you bought it this time.
I did.
I've never booked an Uber for myself.
Yeah. I didn't fancy walking to the train station. I'll be honest with you at that point. Plus, we had a load of beers to carry.
We did, yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah. But no, fun times.
There you go.
There you go. You see, that's our very exciting life.
Don't worry about it. We live a tremendously exciting life. And then you came around Saturday.
Certainly
We
did.
had some more beers.
Yes, I felt a little better on Saturday, so it was fine. I haven't, this is my first time drinking since then.
Wonderful.
I've been working hard this week.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've been, going on adventures and the like.
No, actually, I have been off this week. I took the dog for a day out. Because I always say to Liz, I feel bad that the dog's she's not neglected. That makes it sound like I'm actually neglecting the dog, which I'm not. But obviously with a baby, the dog somewhat plays second fiddle to the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what happens, I'm afraid. If you own a dog and you're planning on having a baby, that's what's going to happen.
Sure.
But I feel bad about it, so I said, I'm going to take the dog out for the day. I'm going to show her a good time. So I went down to Western Supermare.
Sure.
With a beach called Sand Bay, which I like to go to once a year with the dog.
I saw.
Did a nice 3-hour walk there.
Oh.
Then I thought, I'm going to go to the Forest of Dean, just because I felt like it. So I drove to the Forest of Dean from Sand Bay, and I accidentally did a 5-mile hike.
Is there anything greater than the freedom of just going?
I drove over the Severn Bridge as well. It was like, lovely.
Oh.
Well, lovely day. I had a very nice day. And so did the dog, hopefully.
Oh, I'm very happy for you. That's
but
magical.
I thought the sculpture trail at the Forest of Dean was like 1.5 miles. It's actually 5 miles. It's quite a long walk. It's quite
a long way.
And steep as well. So
yeah,
my legs were in ruins afterwards, but my soul felt good.
Yeah.
Or something.
I'm happy for you. You see, for me, that's decorating.
I'm
I'm weird like that. Like if I'm like I've got nothing on, I can just do some DIY.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
There you go. You feel good afterwards.
I feel good afterwards.
Plus, you've got something done.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Here we go.
The other thing we were going to bring up.
Oh, God.
Nick and I, he's not here to tell his side of the story.
No.
But you know this. I don't know.
Oh, this is this. Okay.
We had a very surreal day yesterday.
You had a day?
Having our photos professionally taken.
Yes.
By a mutual acquaintance.
Yes, well...
he was your acquaintance, and then...
This is someone I know.
Yeah.
You said you were looking for a photographer.
I
said, I know a photographer.
Mm.
And I forced him on you. I said, here he is. Here's your photographer for this photo shoot you require.
Mm.
And he took your picture.
He took 616 pictures. Yeah.
Woof!
He said that's quite conservative.
Is it really?
He'd normally... I think the point is...
That feels like a lot of pictures.
You take a lot, and then you pick the good ones.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But that is even so.
But no,
that's more fit pictures than I'd like to think there are of me in existence.
There's a lot of photos of you, Rev.
You know?
The camera loves you.
Well, relative to my actual appearance, yes.
Yeah. But there are... so that was like a weirdly... to have that booked in as a day of work was actually quite bizarre.
So that was for your ongoing project.
This is for the thing where, at the time of recording...
has not been announced.
Is being announced tomorrow.
But will have been announced.
At the time of listening...
Will have been announced.
Will have been announced, yeah. So
I already know about it.
You already know about it. So yes.
I'm very important to this project, in a way.
In a way.
You know.
In a way, you're our sounding board. Nothing...
I think that's overstating it, but yeah, sure.
Your lad will probably get one of the first copies, I imagine. Yeah.
Signed. Not by you. I'll sign it.
By someone more successful.
I'll get Roald Dahl to sign it.
He's back.
He's back and he's signing this book.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, we've talked about it on air. I think when you weren't here.
I didn't listen to that episode.
Yeah, well, Nick just, I was like, well, let's be coy about it, and Nick was like, no, I'm putting it all out there.
So you have talked. So I don't have to be.
I can't remember what we have and hadn't said, but yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter by the time this goes out.
The book series that we have sold, made, like
developed,
commissioned.
Technically, you've been commissioned.
Yeah,
would that be right?
It's kind of a commission.
Kinda.
It's not a commission though. I think for legal. It's financial purposes.
It's a difficult area in terms of describing what's actually happened.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the Nick and I.
Should we read from the press release?
Well, I have seen the press release.
I'll just read it.
Yeah, I have seen the press release, and I'm
looking forward to seeing it tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it will be on the. If you're reading this in the future, if you're listening to this in the future, and the only reason I'm not saying it. It's because there's a chance it might not. It's meant to go out tomorrow, but if it doesn't, I don't want to blow the NDA.
So by the time this goes out, it should be available, and it will be on your social media. Presumably.
Yes, it'll definitely be on our social media. Go to thebookseller.com.
Yeah.
I think it's
That sounds like a book website.
Yes.
Good.
So when it's about a decade ago, I worked at Waterstones.
Yes.
Only for like 7 weeks.
And look at you now.
Look at me now.
Talking about Waterstones.
Yeah.
You know,
I actually popped back into that old Waterstones where I used to work. The one in Cooltown.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
I wandered back in there. And I was looking at the kids' comic section.
Very good.
For reasons which are in no way relevant. And I recognised one of my old colleagues.
Oh,
and I
good.
ended up chatting to her, which is very nice.
Oh, right. Who worked? I see. Right.
Yeah.
I thought you meant someone who had written a book.
No, I don't know anyone.
No.
But I ended up chatting to her.
Good.
Oh, dear
so
me.
Still at Waterstones.
Indeed, yeah.
You must know a lot about books.
Certainly, yeah.
To still be at Waterstones.
She was in the fiction department as well, so that's the cool area.
Good.
But yeah, and she was like, "What are you up to?" And I said, "Well, it's funny you mentioned
that.
Well,
here's my chance to flex."
Yeah. But I remember in the tea room at the Waterstones, there was a copy of the Bookseller magazine.
Yes.
Lying out.
Well, I'm not unfamiliar with the Bookseller.
Oh, okay.
Not for any particular reason. It's in my consciousness. Oh. So that's cool.
So this is like a whole new world that we're discovering. Being like fiercely, like do you remember the movie Blades of Glory?
Yes.
About figure skating.
I do.
And you know how like Will Ferrell's meant to be like the bad boy of figure skating because he trained on like the underground figure skating circuit. Yeah.
Frozen sewers, yeah.
It's kind of I keep thinking that's us in this situation.
Oh, I think because I think if anything it's the other way around.
Because we're like it's like we've now dipped our toe into like the proper book publishing world.
Yeah.
But we're like weird because we've been doing the comic thing for so long, like and to the book publishing world, the comic publishing, particularly independent comic publishing, it's like an alien planet.
Oh,
like,
sure,
it's insane. Like conventions, they're just like, what are these? How do they work? Yeah. So, but yeah, so as we are discovering, when a book is brought out by a real world publisher, a big publisher. There's a big element of you sell the book before it's even finished.
Well, I've been learning this through you.
Indeed.
Vicariously.
So the big thing coming up for us is the Frankfurt Book Fair.
Isn't that mental? That's like one of the major locations for books generally.
Frankfurt.
Who knew?
And Bologna.
Italy.
They'll be in a pub quiz one day.
Yeah. Where is the home of books?
Bologna.
And
then close second Frankfurt.
Frankfurt second, yeah. Good.
Yeah. So you make a book. You don't just make it and then wait for people to come and buy it, which is what we've been doing. Which is what we've been doing for years.
You're doing it the other way around.
Wonder why we're not more successful. Really. And
we've made this book. Perhaps you'd like to buy it. Oh goodness, no! Heavens, no!
And what is your advertising budget? Oh no.
Goodbye.
But yeah. So they are taking a book in its unfinished skate.
What a bunch of nutters.
Because we're still working on it.
They're just trusting you.
Well, indeed. They seem to see something in us. But,
isn't that weird?
But they're taking it to Frankfurt. They're going to be selling it to foreign markets, both for the English version and the translation version.
Yeah.
They'll sell like the translation
German.
rights. And also you sell it to book buyers.
Yeah.
So you sell it to shops, you sell it to retailers, to distributors. So the bookseller is like the industry mag. So like the public no one reads.
So
the
they're
books.
putting a press release in the mag ahead of the what's it called, the festival.
Ahead of the festival, yep, and it's also going to be featured in the Frankfurt Book Fair compendium, like their kind of brochure.
Woof.
There is like a double-page
Imagine
ad.
being in a compendium.
Oh,
You've arrived if you're in a compendium.
Telling you, I just can't wait for at least once in my life, at least just once.
Yeah.
I'd like a publisher to take me to an event.
Yeah.
And just sit here.
Yeah.
Smile.
Sit down, shut up.
We'll bring you a glass of wine.
Yeah,
Just sit
yeah.
here, smile, be congenial.
Yeah.
That's all we ask. That's the dream.
I don't know if you'll be able to manage.
That's the dream. Oh.
They might take you to one at some point.
Yeah, it's not.
Show you a good time.
It might happen. It's not impossible.
They want to know you're not going to like bring the company into disrepute by being there. That's what they need to be assured of first. So,
well, Hank's getting these photos taken.
Yes, that's part of
Yeah.
it. Looking professional.
Oh, I don't know if the photographer mentioned to you, but he said to us when we were doing the shoot.
Here we go.
He said he'd had a request from you
Oh yeah.
to do a particular pose.
He didn't. He said he didn't do it.
We didn't get around to it.
Fuck.
Well, it's on that one's on him.
He did tell me.
Yeah, he set up all the shots.
Yeah.
What I've learned
Yeah.
is 90% of photography is knowing the shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was very good.
It's only when you see a photographer in action, and obviously I've seen my friend doing these things and doing photo shoots, which is why I recommended him partially. That you actually understand what goes into something. It's like if you write something, or if I write something at work, or put something into a project at work, people see the final result, but you can never fully appreciate really what goes into something if you don't work in that industry, or if you certainly haven't been there while something's happening.
Yeah.
Which is, the way it should be, really.
Well, yeah, and full credit to James of Ofay Photography.
Yep.
Very good, very professional.
There you go.
But it's funny, so for example, Nick, we had it done in the studio, and Nick had some shots taken where
I have seen some of these, unedited shots.
So you haven't seen all of them,
no,
obviously. But Nick,
I'm not going to look at 600 odd photos of you, John.
No. But Nick had some shots taken where it's him standing in front of his artwork on the wall. Now, but again, you look at that photo, and I've only seen a tiny little preview of it because James is still doing his editing and touching up and stuff. But it just looks like Nick posing happily, just casually in front of a wall of things. But in reality,
the lighting,
those pictures are quite high up on the wall.
Yeah.
In a corner.
Yeah.
So he was standing on a stool.
Right.
James was at the other side of a room on top of a stool.
Yeah.
I was standing about 2 foot to the side holding a floor to ceiling reflective panel.
Yeah.
It was completely staged.
All of that.
Yeah, completely faking away. And we were the three of us in the studio with all of his equipment and stuff, we were climbing over each other. It was super cramped. And we had it.
But it looks spacious.
But he made it work.
Yeah,
really good. I was so impressed with him.
There you go.
Top bloke.
Excellent. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad I recommended him.
But thankfully, I'm a complete egomaniac. So having to smile at a camera for 4 hours,
lovely. Why not?
Was great.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I'd enjoy that. I think.
Yeah, of course you would.
I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, cheeky chappy.
He's taken my picture, so
yeah. But no, it's surreal week.
Good.
A lot of strange things happening.
Lots to come as well.
Just
you wait.
Just you wait. By the time this episode's out,
there'll be loads going on.
We'll be sharing it in the Facebook group.
For this?
Yeah, why
no,
not?
Bollocks. No. No.
Overruled.
Just because you and Nick have got something going on.
2/3.
No.
2/3 of the podcast have done something very interesting.
No, the other third is drinking a beer. So yes.
You'll get a shout out.
Yeah, will I? In the press release? No, I won't.
No, probably not in the press release. No. At some point.
Right.
We'll put you in the book somewhere.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Good.
You're in You're
not allowed to say, are you?
Someone kind of based... with a striking resemblance to you, features in another book I'm working on. At
Technically,
the
I
moment,
could sue.
Yeah,
if it's based on me.
There's still time to scrub it.
No, put it in.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Yeah, so there we go. Exciting times.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, this podcast ostensibly has a format.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, should we do it?
Go on then.
Get out of the way.
Shall I do it?
Do you want to go first?
All right.
Okay.
My hate is Jellycat times Selfridges. So you
Wait.
Here we go.
Is Jellycat a brand?
Yes. Well, you're familiar with Selfridges, presumably.
That's a shop.
Yeah, it's a department store, a posh one,
A famous one.
famous one in London.
London town.
London. Jellycat is a brand that is, I'm sure most listeners will know this, and I think you probably do when I tell you, makes
Yeah.
soft toys.
Yeah, and they're
Plushies.
they're quite charming.
They're quite charming, sure. And I don't know, in of themselves, I don't mind. Selfridges, whatever. Jellycat, we have some Jellycat produce in the house that we've been gifted for the boy.
Yeah.
We can't afford it. So we've got Jellycat. It's a very nice brand. They're very nice toys.
How would you describe to someone who's never heard Jellycat?
Sure.
Like, how would you describe it to an idiot?
So you know, like a teddy bear,
Yeah.
right? It's like a upmarket version of that, but they have different animals,
But they're
and
not-
different things.
Wait, well, am I thinking of the same thing then?
I don't
They're
know.
not like. I thought it was less like a teddy bear with arms and legs. It'd be more like, oh, what if an avocado
Yeah.
had a cute face?
But there's also, he had for example, Jacob has 2 rabbits Jellycat. He has a Daisy Labrador Jellycat.
Oh, okay.
There's
okay.
all sorts of different things. But yeah,
Everything
that's another good example. of
Everything under the sun.
that. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of, there's probably a Jellycat
Yeah.
based toy, which is sort of what leads me to this, because there's a collab between Selfridges and Jellycat, which is a fish and chip shop in Selfridges, which is an authentic fish and chip shop experience, whereby Selfridges customers will come to the counter, which looks like a chip shop, and act. Well, we must presume they're actors. They work at Selfridges, going, "Hi, what can I get you? Oh, a piece of cod, is it? Let me just grab that for you." And yet they grab some tongs and they grab the cuddly toy out of the fake fryer and they put it down on the paper, going, "Oh, look at that fresh fish! Look at that lovely colour."
Okay, wait, let's roll that back for a minute.
Yeah,
so
go on.
the food you're ordering is a Jellico
Is it?
toy.
Yeah,
Toy?
cuddly
Plushie.
toy, plushie, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So everything available to buy is
In this fish and chip shop.
in this fish and chip shop, inverted commas, is a plushie.
right.
So they're like, hey, it's a piece of fish, is it? Piece of cod. Let me just grab that for you. And they grab it out of the fryer and put it down on like chip shop paper. And they're like, let me wrap that up for you. Would you like salt and pepper? And guess what? The salt and pepper
Oh, no.
is Jellycat
Oh.
produce. And they start shaking the salt and pepper and vinegar over the plushie. A plushie salt and vinegar, receptacle.
So,
Go-
you don't even get to take the salt and pepper away
You
with
can
you?
buy it if you
Oh,
want to.
fine.
You can buy it. Everything's for sale. You can shake that. They shake that over the fish, going, "Oh, lovely! Is that enough salt for you? Lovely. Would you like a squeeze of lemon?" And guess
Oh,
what?
the lemons are Jellico
the
as well.
the lemon's a Jellycat, and they're going. Would you like mushy peas? Would you like chips? And then and guess what? The mushy peas and
mushy
chips
peas.
are Jellycat toys.
Oh no, so what's wrong? You're not deathly allergic. Quick, get the EpiPen.
What's wrong, babe? You've barely touched your Jellycat mushy peas.
Oh my god, this man's having a heart attack. Get the Jellico defibrillator.
So the whole thing is just them a constant stream of bullshit where they're just going, "Hey, welcome to our chip shop. Hey, I'll just ring that up for you. Would you like that wrapped up and bagged up?" And then you obviously get this posh bag and posh wrapping and all that kind of thing. And it's just like, oh, I could do without this. I mentioned it to Liz when I first saw it, and she said, "Well, it's a chip shop experience." And I'm like, "Do you know where else you can get a chip shop experience for a fraction of the price? Fucking chip shop."
How did this come to your attention?
Well, my algorithm on Instagram is in absolute tatters. It's a combination of Guess Who's Dead and what's the latest children's fad. I'm at that time of life.
You're getting it's like both the extremes of life.
Yeah. So it pops up on there, and I just was like aghast at this kind of thing, and I but interested at the same time, which is why I brought it to your attention. And then I looked up how much these things are going for. Would you like to play a guessing game with me?
Yeah. So wait. So presumably, because you've listed a lot of, because Jellico has a bit of a thing where they'll take kind of like inanimate objects and turn them into cute caricature, or have eyes and a mouth. That sort of thing.
Which is exactly what this is.
So there's you're saying the lemon, the salt, the pepper, the fish, the chips, the peas. That's a big collection of stuff.
Imagine if you wanted it all. Imagine if you took your kid with you to Selfridges or Claridge's, Selfridges, and they just was like, "Hey, mummy, I'd really,
Mama.
The thing is, if you're going to Selfridges, you can probably afford it. But
what's that, Tarquin?
Yeah, what's that, Tarquin the Third? I'd really, really like the full set of all this fucking shit that I'm never gonna play with again, just because so I can film it.
You don't play with it, do you? You can't play with it. You just look at it.
They're mainly for show. Like the boy sleeps with his Jellycat toys, but he sleeps with them. He doesn't play with them.
Yeah, you just put it on the side,
and that's fine. That's absolutely fine because they were gifted to us and they're relatively cheap as far as Jellycat goes. But these things are for show, and they're to go on Instagram, and they're out of work actors who are trying to get out there. Yeah. And I respect that in a way.
Everyone's trying to,
but at the same time, it's just like, I could do without this. Just bag up the toy and let me leave. But people are going there for some reason, to have a chip shop experience, and it's like, but a chip shop is one of the most common things in the country.
Okay. So
you could eat chips. Yeah. For that, right? Pay £3.
I'll put a pin in a thought I have, but
yeah.
Okay, so like,
I'll hold the guessing game, but I've got it ready.
Okay, I guess we'll come back to it then. My question is, Selfridges is in London.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a bit like Harrods, isn't it? It's like one of these big,
similar. Harrods is probably a bit posher, but
but
Selfridges is that kind of thing.
You wouldn't find like a Selfridges in like Gloucester Town Centre, would you? No.
Selfridges is contained to London.
Okay, so but quite high end,
very high end,
and also kind of famous. So. Is this entirely for like the tourists and stuff?
I'm not even sure it's for the tourists. It's for the people who want to be seen.
Yeah, but also kind of like the whole fish and chip.
I can't imagine being a tourist in London and thinking we simply must go to the Selfridges Jellycat fish and chip shop to buy some things that we can't eat.
Yeah, but if you were like as far removed from reality.
But is that a tourist thing, or is that just a rich people from Chelsea thing?
Well, here's the thing: like, there's being rich, and then there's also kind of like they could have just had a Selfridge just pop-up shop, whatever.
Oh, sure.
You could just, but like the whole point they're doing like the fish and chip thing.
Yeah,
that seems like, how do we get the tourists who are like, we're here to see Harry Potter, we're here to see the Queen, we just want what could be more English than fish and chips,
Actual fish and chips.
Well, probably actual fish and...
I'll tell you what I did when I went to London. We went to Build-A-Bear, and that's because on a kid's birthday, here's a tip for you, up to the age of 14, you pay their age on their birthday.
Oh.
And the boy was 1, so I went in and said, "Hello, I'll have my £1 bear now, please." Guess how much that was?
It was a pound.
It was a pound, exactly.
Yeah. And you got a whole bear.
I got a big bear.
It wasn't like a 14th
no.
of the size of a 14-year-old.
It was legit.
Up to what age?
It's not worth doing after 14 because you paid £14.
If I went in now, would they do like that's a £38 bear?
I mean, I kind of like to see that. They overcharge you based on your age, yeah. But that's the kind of thing, I think that's more for tourists because it's in a tourist location. Selfridges, and this kind of thing in particular, it just feels very showy. It feels like it's just for show and just for Instagram.
Well, yeah,
because it's twee and it's.
But also, like, yeah, but rightly so. And I say rightly so, but think about all the gates you have to pass through.
Yeah.
Would you go to Selfridges anyway?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Are you an avid collector of Jellicoe? Probably not.
No.
There's a pop-up shop with like underpaid actors.
I wouldn't go to any kind of shop like that. I hate forced fun like that, where they're just like, "Hey." And I panic in that situation where someone's in character, inverted commas. They're like, hi, are you ready to get on the... we had it at Paddington, and even then, and even though I enjoyed that, I was just like, just let me on the thing. Just let me on the thing.
I know, I can feel like the heat rising.
I find it very cringy, that kind of thing. And I appreciate that actors like to stay in their different mindset to what I do. I get it. I understand it. Fine. I just find it very cringy, and especially that kind of thing where ultimately they're just selling. They're just selling.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do. I hate this.
And it's not. You're there for probably 2 minutes, and you've filmed the whole thing on your phone, and it's just like literally getting a cuddly toy fish out the fryer, then going salt and vinegar, using cuddly toy, lemon, cuddly toy, chips, Oh God, just.
But what if you?
I either want a shop experience or I want a fish and chip experience. I don't want both.
But what if you make your way to the counter? You eventually, the line. You get to your turn, and it's like, what do you want? Oh, just the chips.
Oh, they wouldn't say it like that. They'd be like, "Hi, welcome to Selfridge's Fish and Chip Shop. Are you having a great day? Are you ready for some fish? It's been in the fryer all morning, nice and crispy, just for you."
Oh, please no, just for chips for me. I'm trying to watch my figure.
Just chips, great. I love the chips here. They're some of the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
No, they're not because they're a cuddly toy.
Yeah, no.
Shut up.
Yeah, but I'd be like, yeah, no seasoning, mate. I can't afford that. Like, what's the cheapest you can get out?
But the salt technically is free because they pour it on.
But you don't get that. You don't get the salt.
But you can say, "Oh, I'll keep the salt." Put the salt in there with it, and you get a bag with a peg on it.
I think you're not getting out of it. Oh fuck! How much?
Right, I'm gonna read because I've got individual pricing here for each item. So I'm gonna read you.
I'm trying to think. If you go through, if you go through, if I went through, and for some reason,
so if I'll tell you the amount of items there are total, and then we'll go through it.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 7 items.
7 potential items.
The set.
So we're talking fish, chips, peas, salt.
Well, do you want me to read you the character names?
Oh, they have names?
Oh, they have names.
That's a shame.
Lily Fish.
I don't know eat Lily.
Cozy Chips.
What?
Dot and Peggy Mushy Peas. So the mushy peas are like two spheres, like connected to one another.
Okay.
Clement Lemon.
Okay.
Charlie Chip, who's a single chip. So you've got a packet of chips.
Okay, I think
and
that's
a single chip. Who looks a bit like a cock.
I think
with
that's
a hat
5.
on.
Yeah.
Salty Steve. And Vinny Vinegar.
Okay. Do them again quickly.
Lily Fish.
Fish.
Cozy Chips.
Chips.
Dot and Peggy Mushy Peas.
Peas.
Clement Lemon.
Lemon.
Charlie Chip.
Single chip.
Salty Steve.
Salt.
Vinny
Pepper.
Vinegar.
Oh, vinegar. Was that pepper?
No, not pepper.
No,
I think I
okay.
said pepper earlier. I meant vinegar.
Yeah. Okay. So if I went...
Fuck you know.
If I turned up and I was like, I'm going to be a cheapskate.
Yeah.
I'm going to try...
Let's say you and I turn up and we have to go through the rigmarole.
But we have
Hi, John.
You have to get something.
Yeah, you have to get something.
But I'm like...
What would you want, ideally? Let's say there's no fee for you because you're an influencer.
I want to get in and out as quickly as possible.
Oh,
okay, but if it's a choice...
I mean, even if I was an influencer, I'd want to get out as quickly as possible.
I don't know, maybe the lemon is recognisable.
Right, okay, fine. Do you want to know how much the lemon is on its own? Or do you want to have a guess?
I reckon... Okay, well, here's the thing. If you get like a...
So this looks like this, in terms of appearance, looks like a wedge of lemon.
Okay. So question then, what does the fish look like?
Like a fried fish.
Okay, but
you would get from a chip
Is it
shop.
recognisable as a fish, or is it like just a?
It's a battered
shape
thing with a face on it.
You see, I think
I'm not sure that has much bearing on the price.
Outside of the context of a fake fish and chip shop, what are people going to recognise?
Chips.
Chips, peas, lemon.
Chips singular, I would say.
For salt, maybe.
But who's buying? Right, outside of the context of this. Who wants a salt cuddly toy?
Mm.
You know?
It's like
an avocado is charming in its way because... And I don't have a problem with Jellycat.
Yeah.
Either, as I've said. An avocado is charming because people like avocado. You know, and people like enjoy that, and it's kind of a funny thing to give someone who has avocado on toast every morning and that kind of thing. I get it. I understand.
But this is like...
This is just capitalising on an experience that doesn't need to be an experience.
But this is like the Beanie Baby craze from the 90s, isn't it? Okay.
Although Beanie Babies look reasonably priced compared to this.
Okay. So I reckon if you were trying to...
I'm just going to try and add this up because I've got the individual prices.
I know I'm going to get this wrong. I reckon if you leave with a lemon... Okay, but 40 quid for the lemon.
You're way above, actually.
Oh!
I'm shocked how above you are. 40 quid for a lemon?
I mean,
you've gone mad, John.
Collectibles, aren't they?
You've gone mental.
The whole thing is...
£40 for a cuddly lemon?
I wouldn't buy it.
£40?
I wouldn't buy it. Someone might.
You've gone mad, John.
This is like upselling...
So the most expensive item and this is more in line with what you're thinking, are the cozy chips.
Okay.
And that's like, if you imagine a McDonald's chip thing.
In a little container.
50 quid.
Okay, well, don't give me that 40 quid for a lemon bullshit.
But all right, well, I'll tell you what, the lemon's 20. But that's a lemon.
Yeah, but you can't eat it. It's not going to stop you having scurvy.
That's a cuddly lemon.
Yeah, a cuddly chip is 50.
Hey John, I've bought you a cuddly lemon. That'll be 20 quid.
Yeah, if you... yeah, because
that'll be a crisp £20 note.
Yeah, but in this economy, I mean, 20 quid.
Salty Steve.
How big are these?
Tiny. Like, you know, I'm looking at this microphone here, not much bigger than that.
Okay, maybe 4-6 inches?
Something like that,
Yeah.
yeah. Obviously, it depends on the item. Salty Steve.
And the ambient temperature.
£23 for a salt receptacle cuddly toy.
Okay.
For a salt shaker cuddly toy.
Okay, so wait, there's 7. And on
Seven.
average, they're like 20 quid each.
Some are a bit more.
So, why are the chips so much more? Are they bigger?
Not really. There's maybe a few chips. Like the chip on its own, salty, what is it? Charlie chip is £20. And he looks basically like a dick with a hat on. He does.
He's wearing a hat.
He's wearing a hat. I don't know
Why is he wearing a hat?
I don't know why.
Okay, hang on.
It kind of ruins the illusion,
So
doesn't it?
7 times. I reckon if you got all 7, you're not getting out of there for 185.
Over 200
Really?
for the lot.
Don't give me that shit. Like 40 quid for a lemon.
You can't be serious about 40 quid for a lemon.
Jesus, over £200.
I think 20 is too much. 200 quid for all of those items is obscene. Is obscene. For that.
Yeah.
To have what?
A memory?
What memory though? You've put it on your phone. Imagine turning up, filming the whole thing through your phone, watching it through your screen, and then going, "Okay, thanks, bye."
Yeah.
That'll be 200. And then having the whole awkwardness of pretending you're in a chip shop.
I imagine
I can't stand it.
I imagine those Jellycat plushies. What's the name of the lemon? Clement Lemon?
Clement Lemon.
Clement Lemon may outlive humanity.
Yeah, well, I think Jellycat is one of the only things that wouldn't perish in like a nuclear explosion.
There could be. What's the name of the salt guy? Sammy.
Salty Steve.
Salty Steve. Could be a Salty Steve at the bottom of the Mariana Trench right now. You know,
Could be.
just drifting along.
We'll never know.
Plastic bags and anglerfish.
We'll never know
Having
for sure.
the time of his life.
I mean, it's one of those where Jellycat is a good brand stuff, which is obviously what it is. I just don't like the whole showmanship.
Yeah.
For the sake of showmanship. When you can literally go to a chip shop for nothing and get a bag of chips for £3. It's like, why make that what it is become?
Yeah. No, I agree.
And I can go to a really good, like Paddington, as a really good experience and go and get a souvenir and have that experience, a better one, I would argue, for a fraction of that. An absolute fraction. Whereas what do you get out of this? You get someone going, "Hey, do you remember that time we went to the fake chip shop? Where are those toys now?" Oh, I don't know.
I was gonna say
we never got them out of the bag.
I was gonna make some glib comment about the memories you gain. Again, I was gonna repeat myself. But you're right, it's entirely for those Instagram stories.
I don't think it's a particularly memorable memory.
For the TikToks.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that's something you would look back on your deathbed and go, "Huh, remember that day we went to the chip shop that wasn't a chip shop?"
Do you pay then and there at the chip shop?
I believe there's a till, based on what I've seen.
Do they put it in a bag and you have to
Yeah, they literally put it in a branded bag that you would get from a chip shop.
Is it
and for some reason put a peg on it, which I've never seen at a chip shop.
Oh, you know, like the pegs you get at chip shops.
They also have the wooden cutlery that they use to poke the fish.
Is that also a Jellycat?
No, that weirdly isn't. And all the tongs, I'd want the tongs to be Jellycat as well.
Yeah, Timmy Tongs.
Timmy Tongs.
Yeah.
Fucky fork. Dickhead knife, that kind of thing.
Dippy deep fat fryer.
Yeah. Just make it all. Make the whole thing Jellycat.
First aid kit.
Might
Frank?
as well.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Jeez Louise.
Can't stand it.
Well, that's a shame.
There you go.
I feel you've cheapened us all.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm sorry that it appeared on my algorithm, but that's probably my own fault.
I've got it.
Go on.
Incorrectly.
No.
labelled on and measured items.
Oh, yes.
So
here we go.
As part of my renovation.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was going to be associated with your stomach, actually, but...
No. This is about... So, it's a short one, but this did actually annoy me. I found a lovely piece of pine.
Oh!
Wood. We're talking wood now.
Oh, yeah.
At my local hardware dealership.
I think I know where this is going, because we've talked about this wood cutting service
before. Indeed. So if you go to B&Q...
Other stores are available. I don't know what they are.
It stands for banter.
What does it stand for?
Banter and quality.
What does it stand for?
It's like Brian and Quentin.
I
think it's two names.
I've never thought about that. What it actually stands for.
And the weird thing is, so B&Q is like one of the leading hardware home refurbishment DIY.
Yeah.
And
do it yourself.
In the UK, I don't think they have much of a presence outside the UK, but their website is DIY.com.
Yes, I did know that.
That's either genius or very stupid.
Well, B&Q is a difficult domain name.
Doesn't really mean anything, does it? No.
But then because the brand has an ampersand, and then the website wouldn't. So it's tricky.
Yeah.
Unless you did BQ.
BQ.
But even that's not the brand, so it's tricky. I don't envy them. The poor person who had to be in control of domain name purchase at B&Q.
Well, they got in very early when the internet was young, and they purchased DIY.com.
Good one.
Which has worked out very well for them. But yeah, so I'm a middle-aged man. I'm okay with this. I very much enjoy going to B&Q.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's relatively quiet.
Yeah.
You can admire some wood.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we all like to do that.
You know, you can pick up some lovely kind of wood screws. That's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of primer.
Yeah.
Some
it's all available.
No more nails. You got it all. Oh, it's great. That's my happy place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I get? I actually realise that creativity can go fuck itself. I actually just
build things.
I just like building things.
Build things that last.
But yeah, so I found a lovely piece of pine.
Yeah.
We're not talking MDF.
No.
We're not talking...
This sounds pricey. This sounds like on Jellycat levels.
We're not talking MDF. We're not talking OSB.
No.
We're talking a lovely bit of pine.
Good.
30 centimetres by 200 centimetres.
Okay. 2 meters.
2 meters.
What was this for?
Shelving.
Aha.
Well, they label it as furniture panelling.
Oh, yeah.
God knows what that means.
Whatever.
But it's slightly nicer than just getting some softwood. Lovely. It's grand. And I'm like, you know what? I've just been paid.
Yeah.
I'm going to treat myself.
Lovely bit of pine.
36 quid. For a plank of
You can buy a ready-made shelf for that.
No, ready-made shelves, there's a lot of them. There's a real markup on that.
Is there?
Yeah, they get you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? They have a service where they will they have a massive industrial circular saw.
We've definitely spoken about this.
On air.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was one of your loves at one point.
Yeah.
But you made a box or something.
You get five cuts for free.
Yeah.
And then it's 50p.
I'll be totally honest with you at this point.
Yeah.
Because I remember poo-pooing your love, as it was at the time, of the free cuts.
Yeah.
I've done it now.
Yeah.
I've been there.
It's no going back.
I had to put a bit of wood over the fireplace to stop the lad climbing up the chimney. So we've subsequently done it, yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go.
He's not climbed up the chimney yet, so, you know.
No, it's fine. So I got this lovely bit of pine. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put a light oak stain on that.
Lovely.
I've bought I bought a couple of shelving rods. You know, I've got my it's a 2-pin system.
Sure, whatever.
You know, so I'm like,
I'm looking at you very blankly.
Slot shelving. I'm like, this is gonna be great. Get some lovely. I'm gonna cut this pine. I'm gonna sand it. I'm gonna stain it. It's gonna be delightful. It's gonna be delightful. My dream office. I'm building it.
Yeah. Great.
Anyway,
and you have the brackets, presumably.
I've got the brackets. Purchased those as well from B&Q. Other brands are available. So I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
You know, but
I think something's gonna go wrong.
Well, my point is, it says on the label, 200 centimeters, by 30,
yeah,
and yet I had my trusty tape measure with me.
Sure.
Oh, never.
Well, you took it to B&Q.
Yeah, I took. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's not weird. Don't look at me like
No,
that.
I don't think it is weird.
Yeah, no.
I think it's weird for you to do it. I don't think it's weird for someone to turn up to B&Q. I think it's weird for you, a man who has only recently become involved in DIY.
Hey! I've been DIY
The last few. Well, I've relatively recently. Then,
well,
you've not been doing it for decades, is what I mean.
Well, okay,
and you're not in the trade.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No, well, the trade wouldn't go to B&Q.
No, that's true. Actually,
They'd go elsewhere, wouldn't they?
That is true. Yeah.
But no, so I had my trusty belt-mounted tape measure with me. It's got a little clip, keep that on the belt.
It was on the belt.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, if I had a fucking utility belt, Christ alive.
Can't you get one for Christmas?
Oh, that could happen.
That'd be sweet,
Someone
wouldn't
to put my chisel.
Yeah.
And my hammer.
Get all that.
Anyway, I measure this.
Yeah. It's wrong.
30.5.
Was it really?
30.5. I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah.
So I asked the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
Because I had very exact standard. If it had been 30, couldn't be more than 30. I had a limit.
Yeah.
I had a hard out. It's got to be 30 centimeters.
Yeah.
But I'm measuring.
Does that half make a difference?
It does to me.
Why?
It really does to me. We're talking,
Couldn't you sand that off?
Half?
No, maybe
what are you talking about?
No.
That's someone who doesn't carry a tape measure. So I'm like, okay, no, it can't be more. It's got to be. I've got very exacting standards here.
Yeah.
It's got to be 30. So I go and talk to the guy. Take it over to the cutting station. I'm like, am I going mad?
Probably.
Am I going mad?
Yeah.
Says here, right?
Says here.
On your label.
Oh, God.
It says 30. I'm measuring 30.5.
Yeah.
And he said, let's have a look. And he looks at it. He goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, he said. So what they do, right, is they give you a bit of clearance.
This sounds like bullshit.
And he's like, you know what? While we're here, it says 200, doesn't it? We should probably check the length as well.
I bet that was wrong.
That was wrong as well.
What was that?
Oh, it's like 201.
Fuck. Why do they give you clearance?
Exactly. I mean, okay, fine. I'm sure like someone would go, well, it's better to have too much than not enough. But if you're selling, like, no, seriously though, what if like, if this is the Titanic?
Yeah.
You're building the Titanic.
Yeah.
A famously long-lived boat.
Yeah, it did well.
Yeah. You can't just, the manufacturer can't just send you a piece of wood, which is like, not the thing they're telling you it is. It's nonsense.
Sure. I mean,
people would have died.
Yeah, but I don't think the people who built the Titanic shopped at B&Q.
Well, no.
Is my only response to that.
We're the trade, aren't they? We probably went to sell.
They probably went to.
Yeah.
What's the trade one in B&Q? There's a trade one.
Draper. There's a trade entrance. Trade point.
Trade point.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Is that a tax thing?
Might be. I don't know.
Trade.
I remember we bought stuff when we were having our maybe I shouldn't say this. Too late. When we were having our extension done, we used Trade Point for some of the stuff we were buying because they gave us their information.
Right, yeah.
To use.
And
I think that's probably fine.
Does that? I don't know if it's the same in every country, but does that work? Because, stop me if I'm wrong here, if you're a builder, you can buy construction materials.
Yeah.
VAT free?
Maybe. And I expect you have to pay to be in this club or whatever.
Yeah, but then because you pass for VAT on to customer.
Sure. I don't know.
Is that right?
I don't know.
I
have no idea.
Okay. Anyway, my point is.
What is the point?
Words mean things.
Oh, yeah.
And if your label says it's 200 by 30, or if you're talking millimeters, 2000 by 300. No, wait.
No, that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
It isn't, though. It isn't.
I agree with the principle. I think in this particular instance, what happened? What was the end result? They just sent.
Well, the end result was he was like, "Yeah, the label's completely wrong."
Yeah.
But my big circular saw is right, so
he did it for you.
He did the cutting for me.
Fair enough.
Happy days. It's all fine now.
Yeah.
But like, what?
Well, it seems to me.
Surely a builder would want a bit of certainty.
It seems to me that either you give a shit or you don't.
Well, here we are, though.
You give a shit.
I give a
and
shit.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Well, yeah.
And then they serviced you. They were like, "You, sir, with your tape measure on your belt and your attitude, you give a shit. Therefore, we will make good on our promise." And I assume you didn't pay for the cuts.
Well, no, the first five
are free.
Are free.
There you go. Yeah. They shouldn't have charged you anyway. even if they were.
Well, yeah, like as it happens, fine. I was under 5 cuts. It's fine.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah.
But I was a bit like, well, part of me was like, well, hang on a minute.
This shouldn't count towards my 5 cuts.
Thank you. Yeah, if you're selling it,
I would agree.
If you're
with you
selling
there.
it at 30,
I would agree.
But you're giving me 30.5. That's not right, is it?
No,
that's very clearly not.
No, it's not. You're right, John.
No.
You're right.
In fact, I'm struggling to be funny about this because this bugged me. It's like, well, look, clearance is fine, but like if my house falls down because I try to cram,
I don't really know what clearance means.
I guess like, well, he was saying like, when he does the cut, I said, well, look, can you divide? I want like a 40 centimeter wide shelf.
Yeah.
So can you just cut the, cut the 200 length into 5? And he said,
so he did do that.
Yeah, he said,
as well.
Yeah. He said, you do realise though, the last one won't be 40 centimeters
because the saw itself.
Because the saw itself has a bit of width. So I think that's where clearance comes in.
Well, it seems to me, they've got you over a barrel there. I think. I don't disagree with you in principle, John.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just find it funny that you went to the till and quibbled over 0.5 of a centimetre.
I didn't not at the till.
With your tape measure.
Not at the till. I quibbled at the cutting station.
Yeah.
With a gentleman.
Yeah.
Who respected me a little more because I asked for questions that mattered. While an actual tradesperson came up behind me, slapped a massive piece of MDF down. So just cut it in half, mate.
Yeah.
And he was like, you got any particular measurements? Nah, just in half.
Just cut it in half.
Fine. Yeah,
roughly in half is fine.
Don't really mind.
Yeah. We've got a load of leftover wood from when we did the fireplace thing. Loads of it.
Wait, actual wood or like MDF?
It might be MDF. I don't know. It's like plywood. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you just made a face at one of the beers.
Yeah, sorry. This is the Sting Apricot.
This was one of the beers we were given.
Yeah, which you weren't massively fond of?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I don't think I had one. The one I didn't like was the bitter.
Yeah.
Which was an old school drink.
Yeah.
That one's okay, but it's quite an acquired taste.
It's very...
It tastes like a bee, like, shat it out.
Yeah. It's very citrusy.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it the first couple of times. I've come back for a third. 3's a charm. But like...
well, he was offering buy one, get one free on crates of it. And I think I know why.
They were trying to get rid of it, weren't they?
Yeah. Why.
It's very low alcohol. It's just... It's only 3.
Forget it then.
But it's quite fruity. As in like eating a Clement lemon.
There you go.
There you go.
That costs less than that as well.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, can you imagine?
20 quid on a lemon. 20 quid. Yeah. Unreal.
In this economy as well. Like, I mean, people can't afford to eat.
People obviously can. Oh, don't. Let's not get into that again. People can't get the accurate wood measures, and people can't buy cuddly toys for affordable prices. That's the world we're living in.
Standards are falling.
That's
is what
the reality
I'm saying.
of what's going on at the moment.
Well, here's the thing though. If like there are laws about how large a pint has to be,
there are.
Yeah, there are. No, like a pint is a legal measure.
368.
No, 6.
6-8 something. 638.
6. It starts with a 6.
6.
It's more than 600.
6-8.
Yeah.
5.
So like it's an actual, like in the UK, if you ordered a pint and someone undersold you, it's kind of a crime.
Yeah.
Take
beer
that shit
is very
seriously.
important.
Yeah. So measurements matter. So like, we have an SI.
Yeah.
We have an SI system for a reason.
So have you measured this piece of wood yourself? Now?
Yes. Yeah.
You have.
Well, now it's cut. It's fine.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
It's far too late.
Yeah. But my point is,
the shelving's going up, or has gone up.
False advertising is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should sue them.
Yeah.
In a way.
Well,
I wouldn't.
I'm not going to, but like I kind of would have a case.
I guess.
If my gold medal yacht fell apart because some wood they sold me was not the measurement.
Well,
they put on the label.
That is true. And if your shelf falls down,
I just like words mean things.
Yeah.
Why say a thing if you're not going to do it?
Well, I had an argument with Argos about false advertising once. I didn't get anywhere. But it was just like, oh yeah, it says you got Disney Plus on this telly. So like, oh, that's just how the logos could look if Disney Plus was on this television. It's like, but this is on your website. It says Disney Plus is on here. Where does it say Disney Plus is not on here? They said we can't help you any further, and that was the end of it. So that's basically them saying, yeah, you've got us.
Yeah,
there.
fuck off, sir.
Yeah.
We don't care.
I left it after that.
You got love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. Cerveza Cristal.
That's a beer, isn't it?
It's a beer. It's a Chilean beer.
Oh.
And let me tell you why I love it.
Chile.
From South America. Let me tell you why I love it. So, in Chile, when they're playing movies, they're not allowed to put adverts in.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So when Star Wars appears on Chilean television, they have to get creative.
Right.
So instead of putting ads in, they basically interweave cutscenes.
So you're saying they can't have ad breaks?
You can't have ad breaks in movies in Chile.
Okay.
So instead, they get creative and they put in, say Obi-Wan Kenobi's going into his chest of trinkets to fish out Anakin's lightsaber to give to Luke Skywalker. Instead, he puts his hand in and it cuts to a close-up of his hand and he pulls out a delicious Cerveza Cristal. Or say Obi-Wan Kenobi is trying to disable the tractor beam aboard the Death Star. Instead of pulling on the handle to disable the tractor beam, he goes to a fridge built into that unit and pulls out a delicious Cerveza Cristal. And there's a theme tune as well. So they basically, as soon as they cut it, the theme tune comes on and it just goes, Cerveza Cristal! And it's just this massive theme tune.
How many times in the movie does this happen?
There's a surprising amount of cutscenes that are still available on YouTube that are in each movie, maybe 4 or 5 per movie. As you got the Emperor, when the Emperor taps Luke Skywalker on his armrest, instead of a lightsaber, he's tapping a delicious Cerveza Cristal.
But when they cut back, is the beer still there?
No. They cut back and then it's just the scene carries on.
Interesting.
So and it's become so popular that people are dressing up at Star Wars conventions as Cerveza Cristal.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I enjoy that. I think it's quite a fun, creative way. It's the other side of the coin, in terms of, organic content.
So, only in Chile.
Only in Chile.
Chile.
I mean, those rules might exist in other countries, but that's how they're doing it in Chile. Or have been. Maybe they don't do it anymore, but they certainly have in the past.
Is it a good beer?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'm sure we can find it somewhere.
Did they only do it to Star Wars?
Mate, I don't know. They may have done it to other.
What do you want from me?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
I've only become aware of it because of a channel called Star Wars Explained, which loves it, and I've enjoyed it by association.
Happy days.
So that's been good. But foreign beers, I'll tell you, I would like to get imported more often. I've looked for a beer that we had in Canada, many times.
Which one?
Kokanee.
Kokanee Gold.
Kokanee Gold. I've looked to see if I can get that in Europe or in the UK so many times. Oh, man. No dice.
Was Kokanee Gold where we each got a refrigerated backpack? Like a can of 12
and Kokanee. We took it with us camping.
Oh, it was good.
That was good.
That was good. It tasted like a glacier.
Well, that's the point, wasn't it? That was the branding, wasn't it? What I wouldn't give
Kokanee Gold
for a lovely Kokanee Gold.
I still think fondly of the red beers I had in Canada. Rickard's Red. Yeah, which I think a local would probably say is like piss.
Probably,
yeah. But
it's like Carling.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. Well, Molson's Canadian. That was very much like the Carling of
Canada.
Yeah. That was piss.
I have looked to try and get Kokanee and Kokanee Gold to our houses so we can have it on the podcast. Oh. No chance. Not a chance. Unless you go to Canada. And even then, getting it back through, I assume, would be a problem.
Well, at some point when we're kind of like, balding and very much in our middle age, we're going to have to go back to Canada.
Get some Kokanee Gold.
Just to get that Kokanee Gold.
Hello, I'm here for the Kokanee Gold. And then I shall return home. I'm here for 1 hour.
I remember, speaking of brewery tours, I remember going on a brewery tour of the Steam Whistle Brewery.
Lovely.
In Toronto. That's still on my mind. I vividly remember that brewery.
There you go.
It was a fine beer. It was quite gassy.
Yeah. I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
That's not one I had when I was in Canada.
That was before you arrived.
Yeah, very much so.
And it had not made its way across the country.
I had all the other beers you mentioned. Molson, Kokanee Gold, Rickard's Red I certainly had.
It was a big thing in Canada where you could get beer by the kind of, I don't know, like jug? Like flagon?
Oh, yeah.
You get like a jug of like...
Well, if you remember, we went to an Irish bar because I just got to Canada and that's where I wanted to go.
Oh, yeah.
I know, I think you were doing something anyway. We went to see Batman, that was it. And we went to the pub before.
God, there's a time capsule.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. In...
The second Batman, the one with the Joker in.
2008. It would have been summer 2008.
Yeah.
You came across to Canada to catch up with me and Titch.
I was there for the best part of a month.
You were?
Yeah.
Yes.
Weird.
And I think on the night you arrived, or the day you arrived, like after you
Yeah, it
arrived.
was certainly pretty much when I pretty much just got there, yeah.
We went to see the Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, which literally...
I couldn't think of the name of it.
Its debut, like, brand new to the world.
We were right at the front as well.
Yes.
Do you remember we were like...
Painfully close.
Facing upwards.
And we went to...
I was smashed.
Yeah, I went to the toilet several times to
Well, I couldn't believe there was
myself.
a Burger King in the cinema.
Oh, yeah.
I remember being amazed by that.
Jesus, that feels like another...
It's a simpler time.
Feels like another life.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
ages ago.
But we'd been to the pub or the Irish bar before then.
Yeah.
And their special...
Guest
whatever
guest
it was.
beer.
Guest ale was Strongbow.
Which they served...
With a lime in it.
With a lime in it.
Yeah, there's a wedge of lime on the glass.
So
I was just like, I've come all this way, and I'm drinking Strongbow as a guest, whatever drink.
God.
Whereas I'd rather have delicious Coconut Gold, you know?
God,
Anyway, Cerveza Cristal, we'll try and get some to the podcast at some point.
God, that was like... God, that was 2007, 2008, so like nearly 20 years ago.
Just don't.
Yeah, but think of all the good stuff that's happened since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're married.
Yeah, to other people.
Not to each other. I said that at the brewery. Did you notice that?
Yes,
it's another brewery story.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, we both live in Cheltenham with our wives. We're not gay.
Yeah, I saw you avidly, and like it instantly. You were like, no.
It was an instant reaction to with our wives.
To my wife, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've known you longer.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Doesn't really matter.
I've got a simple love.
Yes.
Get us out the door. It's related to... Well, bring it all back. It's related to construction.
Oh, sure.
And it's related to your algorithm being ruined.
Yeah, go on.
Finally, late to the party, I've discovered Instagram video. My algorithm.
Reels.
Yeah, reels. Just flicking through a reel when you're bored and you just want to
I do that. Yeah.
silence the noise of reality. And the algorithm has worked out. I appreciate building shit.
Good.
So
Wait, that's so weird.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So I get like videos of people like I don't know, putting grouting down.
Yeah.
You know,
very satisfying.
Finding innovative ways to fill a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's well good.
What's the most innovative way to fill a hole in the wall?
Oh.
Toast?
Oh, if you've got a big hole, got a really big hole.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this wrong. It's like you put a plank through, drill 4 holes around the edge of the hole.
I see.
And then you have string going from the plank through the holes.
Yeah.
And you pull it to create tension. So now it's like backed up against the hole.
Yeah.
Then you put filler over it.
Yeah.
And then you let it set. Then you cut the thread off and you sand it down.
Right.
And I'm like, that's very clever.
Yeah.
In fact, God, this is my life now. I saw a video of how to convert your circular saw into like a fixed sawing rig.
Oh.
So you'll always get straight lines.
Great.
And I'm like, I have a circular saw.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that if I bought like some very, very simple like L-bend metal bars, I could. Oh,
great.
That could be the next thing. I might be making a rig to do.
Sensational.
Yeah, to do turn it into a fixed circular saw, but whatever. Yeah. I'm like, this is my life now. This is yeah. A while ago, I was complaining about how I have no hobbies and I have no idea what to do with myself.
Now you've got too many hobbies.
Well, DIY isn't a hobby, but it's scratching the itch.
Kind of a hobby.
It's kind of a hobby.
It's also a practical hobby.
Yeah.
So you can get shit done.
I just like making stuff.
There you go.
It just stops
my
brain.
I acquired 4 children's chairs.
Well, indeed, yeah.
Earlier
we should talk
this
about
week.
This, yeah.
So I borrowed your sander. Because I'm going to sand... Well, I have started now.
That nursery never saw him.
Literally, there's just sawdust all over it now. Started sanding them down and painting them blue.
Indeed.
They are white. They're a bit scruffy.
Did you put a base coat down?
On the first one, yes, I did. But I've come to the conclusion that doing it with the brush isn't going to work very well.
It's a mugs game.
But that's fine. So I'm going to get some spray paint.
What kind of paint are you putting down?
Acrylic.
Okay.
Acrylic blue.
What are we talking?
Well, I went to Hobbycraft and I said, hello, I'm painting a wooden kid's chair.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, you're going to want this. And I'm not sure. Either I gave him a bad brief, which is entirely possible, or he misunderstood what I was saying, which again is very possible.
Did you say to him, I'm painting a kid's chair? As in, like, I'm painting a picture?
No. I was very clear.
Okay.
I'm painting a wooden chair. And he gave me the thing that I currently have.
Interesting.
Which is fine.
Okay.
And I think if I gave it enough coats, it would look plausible, you know.
Okay.
But I just think I can do a better job. Which is
Interesting.
why I have 4 chairs to play with.
Yeah.
So I was giving them for free. I went on Facebook Marketplace, saw them for free. I was like, well, if it all goes tits up, it doesn't really matter because they're free. So I'll give it a go. And I think I can get a competent chair out of all of that.
Yeah, because
you're going to tell me that's wrong.
Well, no. My thinking would have been sand that bad boy down, which you have done.
Yeah. And I haven't sanded the others, but I will.
I'd probably get like a little, like a white primer down. Don't bother buying like primer paint. I'd probably just slap some white matte emulsion down.
Yeah.
Then I'd probably be aiming for a satin wood.
Oh. A satin wood acrylic paint?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know whether this acrylic's coming in.
What do you think? Just regular wood paint?
I don't know. I mean, like maybe all paints are acrylics. I don't know. But like, I wouldn't have gone to Hobbycraft. I would have gone to B&Q.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You could probably get some...
With their inaccurate measurements.
They'll have some wood paint, some metal paint and all that. But, like, avoid gloss.
Yeah.
Gloss will only break your heart. It's a nightmare to get gloss down.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sit right. Satin wood, brilliant on wood. Get a beautiful, smooth finish.
Just regular wood paint?
Well... Yeah, you could probably get like some... There'll be paint called like furniture paint.
I see.
And that'll be more expensive. There'll be a markup on it.
Yeah.
Tell you what, when we're done recording...
Let's...
Genuinely,
this is going to be boring.
When we're done recording, come look at my windowsill.
Yeah, all right.
That's got a satin wood finish on it.
Okay.
And you'll go...
Lovely.
That'll change your life.
Okay, fine.
Satin wood.
Yeah, because we should probably end this conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like we're just talking about
and
our
this
lives
podcast.
now.
This is garbage. Nick will be back next episode.
And we'll talk about like games and video.
Yeah, Nick will bring us
characters.
certain je ne sais quoi to the pie. What do we think won? Love or hate?
Fucking who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, I'm going to say love.
Fine.
I've got lots to be optimistic about. I'm about to go on holiday. It's
Yeah,
fine.
there you go,
Yeah,
then.
there's a press release coming out that will change my life. So,
Good.
yeah, happy days. Your son's walking.
Oh, there's that as well.
Yeah, everything's coming.
Everything's
coming
coming together.
Yeah. So, I guess we better end it.
Yeah. Bye.